Let's be real. We all want more than we can actually have. It's a basic fact of life, right? Well, today we're going to break down a super simple but really powerful tool that helps us see the choices we have to make every single day. You know that feeling, right? You're looking at your options, and you just know you can't have everything. Well, what's cool is that economists have a way to take that exact feeling of limitation and turn it into a clear visual map of all your choices.
Okay, so to make this super clear, let's just imagine a simple little world. For 1 week, you've got exactly $40 to your name, and you're only going to spend it on 2 things you love, books and coffee. Let's see what that 40 bucks can actually get us.
So here it is. This is the puzzle we're trying to solve. You've got a fixed amount of cash and 2 things you want. How on earth do you decide where that money goes?
All right, here are the ground rules for our little shopping trip. A new book is going to cost you $8, and a coffee is $4. These 2 prices and our $40 budget, that's it. Those are the only constraints we have to worry about. So instead of just kind of guessing what we can afford, let's actually map out every single combination of books and coffee you could possibly buy if you spend that entire $40. Take a look at this table. Every single row here is a different shopping spree where you spend exactly 40 bucks. Let's look at row F. 4 books at $8 each, that's 32 bucks. Then you grab 2 coffees at $4 each. There's your other $8. Boom, $40 right on the dot. Every single one of these rows is a totally valid choice. Now let's start with the extremes. What if you just go all in on books this week? You're a total bookworm. Well, at $8 a pop, your $40 gets you exactly 5 books and, well, 0 coffee.
All right, now for the other extreme. Let's say you need a serious caffeine boost. If you pour all $40 into coffee at 4 bucks a cup, you can get a ton, 10 coffees, but no new books for you this week.
So these 2 extreme points, 5 books and no coffee versus 10 coffees and no books, they're going to be the anchors for our graph. They basically form the endpoints for our map of possibilities.
And here's where the magic happens. When we put all those other combinations from the table onto the graph and then just connect the dots, we get this perfect, straight, downward sloping line. And that is what economists call the budget line. It's your personal map of purchasing power.
I really love this way of thinking about it. That line is basically a fence of affordability. Any mix of books and coffee that's on the line, or anywhere inside of it, is fair game. You can afford it. But any combination outside that fence, nope, it's just not possible with your current budget. Okay, so now that we've kind of built this idea from scratch, let's get a little more formal and put some official definitions on it. So if you want the textbook definition, here it is. The budget line is just a graph that shows you all the possible combos of 2 things you can buy, assuming you spend every single penny of your given income at the current prices. And of course, there's a little math behind it, but trust me, it's super simple. All it says is your total money, M, has to equal the amount you spend on the first thing plus the amount you spend on the second thing. That's it. This simple formula is what creates that perfectly straight line of all your options. All right, so we have this line and it slopes down, but so what? What does that steepness, that slope really mean? It's telling us something absolutely crucial about our choices. The slope is the trade-off. It's not about what you feel like trading, it's about what the market forces you to trade. It tells you exactly how much of one thing you have to give up to get one more of the other, and it all comes down to the ratio of their prices. Let's go back to our example. A book costs 8 bucks. A coffee costs 4 bucks. So the price ratio is just 8 divided by 4, which is 2. That means the market is telling you that to get one more book, you absolutely have to sacrifice 2 coffees. That's the deal. That's the trade-off. But hey, life isn't static, right? Your income might go up or prices can change. So what happens to our nice, clean line when the real world gets messy? Let's see how the model handles it. Okay, let's say you get a raise. Awesome. Your weekly budget for books and coffee suddenly doubles from $40 to $80. How does that change our map of choices? Well, with more money, your whole world of possibilities just gets bigger. The prices are the same, so the trade-off between books and coffee hasn't changed. That's why your fence of affordability just moves straight out, in parallel. You can simply buy more of everything. All right, different situation. Your income is back down to 40 bucks, but great news, the bookstore is having a massive sale. Books are no longer $8, now they're just $4, the same as a coffee. Now this is really cool. Think about it. Your ability to buy coffee hasn't changed one bit.
Your income is the same, the price of coffee is the same, so that point on the graph is locked in place. But now that books are way cheaper, you can afford a lot more of them. So the line doesn't shift, it pivots, rotating outward from that fixed coffee point. Okay, we've built the line, we've defined it, and we've seen how it can move around. So let's just pull it all together and make sure we've got the key takeaways locked in.
So, to sum it all up, the budget line is your map of what's affordable. It draws a clear boundary between what you can and can't buy. The slope is super important. It's the market's trade-off based on the price ratio. And remember, this map changes. It shifts out when you get more income, and it pivots when just one price changes.
And this brings us to the big final question. This line is amazing at showing you all of your constraints, every single option that's on the table. But it tells you absolutely nothing about which of those options is going to make you the happiest. That decision? Well, that's a whole other story.